Good morning, everyone. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day so far. If you want to follow along this morning, we'll be in Ezra chapter 7. So, I was studying the book of Ezra for a class a few weeks ago, and this chapter in particular really stuck out to me as something that I needed to take away from the study that I was doing. We're going to start in verse 6 of Ezra chapter 7. This Ezra went up from Babylonia. He was a scribe skilled in the law of Moses, that the Lord, the God of Israel, had given. And the king granted him all that he asked, for the hand of the Lord his God was on him. Skipping down to verse 10. For Ezra had set his heart to the study of the law of the Lord, and to do it and to teach his statutes and rules in Israel. So the first thing I noticed is that there's four distinct parts here in Ezra 7 verse 10. One, the first thing Ezra did is he set his heart. He decided that this was what he was going to do, and he was going to devote himself to doing this exact thing. Secondly, he studied. Before he did anything else, he took time and effort to study the law and learn it and know what it says. Thirdly, he did it. He practiced it. This wasn't just something that he was studying just to gain knowledge. This is something that he directly applied to his life long before he ever shared it with people, long before he ever shared the law with the people. He applied it to his life, and he did it, and he followed it. He became that example for others. Number 4, he taught it. He shared it. He shared his knowledge. He didn't just keep it for himself. He didn't just decide, oh, this is how we should live, so I'm going to study all I can to live this way for myself. No, he actually shared that knowledge and taught the other people about what the law said. And I think the order is very important here. And I think we often skip over some of these steps here. I mean, whether it's setting our heart, whether it's studying, whether it's practicing it, whether it's teaching it, I think often 1 or 2 or even 3 of those often get skipped over by us. And I think Ezra really paints out a great picture of what true discipleship looks like. That idea of not just following God, but also devoting our life to it, devoting our life to studying it and learning more about Him, devoting our lives to practicing what He said, to being like Christ. And then, of course, number 4, sharing it with other people. I've really been reflecting on this idea of walking in the light. And I think Ezra here paints a great picture of what walking in the light looks like. I mean, because when we think about walking in the light, it's obviously we're living with Jesus. We're following Jesus. We're being a disciple, a student of Jesus. And what does a student do? What does a disciple do? Well, they follow who they're under. They study what they say. They practice the way that they live. They live the way that they do. And they eventually become committed to sharing that with other people. They eventually become committed to becoming the teacher, becoming the one sharing it, becoming the one that is sharing the knowledge with other people. And I think Ezra does a great job of showing us that idea of walking in the light. You know, I hope that you were able to be moved or get something out of this brief study here as I have. I mean, I can just look at this instance of Ezra and just reflect on my own life. Have I set my heart to this? Have I truly taken time to study? Am I actually applying this to my life? Is this who I am now? Or am I truly sharing it with people? Not just in a teen class, or not just from the pulpit, or not just from Bible studies or classes or whatever it may be, but am I actually going out and sharing this with other people? And this idea of true discipleship that Ezra shows just really proves to me that I got a lot to work on. And I pray that this has helped you in some way or motivated you in some way to see things maybe a little bit differently in your own life. I hope that you all have enjoyed this, and I hope that you all have a great rest of your day. God bless. And that makes me directly think of, I'll cut this out. It'll be okay. Just so he knew, he didn't just, okay. Man, I'm going to have a lot of cuts here.